kept searching for.
The worst behaved tourist of 2023. Welcome to our countdown of the worst behaved tourists of 2023, a year filled with some truly outrageous travel tales. From driving across pedestrianized bridges in Italy to disturbing wildlife in Yellowstone National Park, the year was rife with instances of tourists forgetting their manners and the rules of the places they visited. We will take you on a journey showcasing these incidents, revealing the most badly behaved tourists from around the globe. So buckle up and join us as we explore the worst behaved tourist in 2023. In January 2023, an American tourist made headlines in Italy, and not for good reasons. This was no typical sightseeing adventure through Florence's historic streets. No, this was a bewildering incident that saw an American tourist take his vehicle onto the pedestrianized Ponte Vecchio bridge. For those unfamiliar, the Ponte Vecchio is one of Florence's most iconic landmarks, a medieval stone bridge that's been standing since the 14th century. It's a place where tourists typically stroll, enjoying the view of the Arno River below and the quaint shops that line the bridge. It's certainly not a place for cars, yet this American tourist, in a bewildering display of disregard for local customs and laws, decided to take a joyride across the bridge. The incident caused quite a stir, not just among the locals, but also within the international community, as it highlighted the need for tourists to respect the places they visit. But that wasn't the only car-related incident involving American tourists in Italy that year. Fast forward to March, and yet another American tourist was causing a stir in Italy. Florence, the cradle of the Renaissance and home to countless masterpieces, played host to an unexpected spectacle. The Piazza della Signoria, a pedestrian-only zone and a jewel in Florence's crown, was disrupted by the roar of a Ferrari's engine. Yes, you heard it right, a Ferrari in a pedestrian zone. An American tourist, in a misguided quest for thrill and adventure, decided to take his Italian stallion for a spin in the historic square. This resulted in a scramble of startled pedestrians and a chorus of disapproving voices echoing against the ancient walls of the Palazzo Vecchio. This audacious joyride was not just a flagrant violation of local traffic rules, but also a blatant disregard for the cultural and historical sanctity of the piazza. The local authorities were, of course, not amused. The tourist was apprehended and the Ferrari was escorted out, much to the relief of the piazza's regulars. This incident serves as another reminder that respect for local customs and rules is a non-negotiable part of being a global traveler. From Italy, we head over to France, specifically the city of love and lights, Paris. In May 2023, an Australian tourist decided to scale new heights, quite literally. In a daring and highly irresponsible stunt, he attempted to climb the iconic Eiffel Tower without any safety gear. The tourist's reckless vertical journey caused a wave of panic among onlookers and led to the momentary evacuation of this beloved monument. The audacious act was not just a blatant violation of safety regulations, but also showed a complete disregard for the potential repercussions on others. As the tourist ascended the iron lattice structure, emergency services were called in, and the area was cordoned off. The tourist was eventually apprehended mid-climb, and the Eiffel Tower was once again open to the public, albeit with a palpable sense of relief. This incident sparked outrage both in Paris and across the globe for the sheer audacity of the act and the blatant disregard for safety. The tourist was arrested and faced a hefty fine for his reckless actions. As we journey on in our global trot of tourist misbehavior, this incident serves as a stark reminder that thrill-seeking should never compromise safety or respect for public monuments. From Paris, our next stop takes us to China, where live streaming led to hefty fines. May 2023 saw a Chinese influencer face backlash for her culinary choices during a live stream. In a rather audacious display of disregard for wildlife, this influencer cooked and ate a great white shark, a protected species, while broadcasting to her followers. The incident sparked outrage, not only for the act itself but also for the blatant flouting of wildlife conservation laws. This was not a mere case of ignorance. The great white shark is globally recognized as a protected species, with strict laws prohibiting their capture, let alone consumption. The influencer's actions were a stark reminder of the role each of us plays in the protection of our planet's wildlife. The incident resulted in a hefty fine for the influencer, a just consequence for her reckless actions, although I think jail time was needed. From China, we head to the serene island of Bali, where a scandalous act stunned locals and tourists alike. July 2023 brought us a truly scandalous story from Bali. Picture this, a Russian tourist in broad daylight decides to strip from the waist down at a sacred site. Yes, you heard it right, an utter disregard for the local customs and beliefs. This incident shook the island's inhabitants and fellow tourists alike. In Bali, sacred sites are revered and treated with immense respect. These places are not just historical or architectural marvels. They hold deep spiritual significance for the Balinese people. So, when this Russian tourist chose to disrespect such a sacred site in such a blatant manner, it was not taken lightly. Local authorities swiftly intervened and the tourist was later deported. The incident served as a jarring reminder of the importance of respecting local customs and traditions when traveling. Remember, the beauty of travel lies not just in exploring new places, but also in understanding and respecting different cultures. Let's head on over to China to speak about this idiotic tourist. In September, China's Great Wall, a marvel that has stood for centuries, became the unlikely scene of controversy. An American tourist, armed with a permanent marker, decided to leave an unwelcome personal memento on the wall. Yes, you heard it right. Graffiti on the Great Wall. Some people are just unbelievable. This iconic serpentine structure is more than just a tourist attraction. It is a symbol of China's rich history and resilience. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Great Wall is a testament to human ingenuity and determination. So, when this tourist decided to deface this historical marvel, the act was not only disrespectful but also a criminal offense. The Chinese authorities, with their zero-tolerance policy towards the defacement of cultural heritage, acted swiftly. The tourist was caught red-handed, and in a matter of days deported back to the United States. The incident left a stain on the Great Wall's history and served as a jarring reminder of the importance of respecting cultural heritage when traveling. Our next stop is Japan, where tourists' inappropriate behavior at a theme park led to a crackdown by authorities. In September, Japan's Ghibli Park became the unlikely scene of controversy. Known for its enchanting landscapes inspired by Studio Ghibli's magical films, the park had always been a place of joy and wonder, but this year, it became the backdrop for a rather distasteful event. Some visitors, forgetting their manners, decided to take indecent photos around the park, causing discomfort and concern among other parkgoers. Japanese authorities, taking the matter seriously, swiftly sprang into action. They cracked down on these unruly tourists, ensuring that the park remained a safe, family-friendly environment for all to enjoy. It was a stark reminder that respect for local culture and norms is not optional, but essential when traveling. As we move closer to the end of the year, our next story takes us to the ancient city of Rome. In November, an audacious act of vandalism had Rome up in arms. A sightseer, presumably entranced by the ancient allure of the Colosseum, decided to leave their own mark on history. They etched into the stone of this iconic amphitheater, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. This act was not just a breach of decorum, but a criminal offense. The Colosseum, after all, has stood for nearly 2 millennia and represents an invaluable piece of Italy's, and indeed the world's, cultural heritage. The tourist, caught in the act, now faces the sobering reality of a trial in 2024. The consequences could be severe. No sympathy over here. Italy has strict laws against damaging historical sites, and previously, tourists have faced hefty fines for similar offenses. This incident serves as a stark reminder that while the world's cultural treasures are there for us all to appreciate, they must be treated with respect. They are not canvases for the idle doodles of passing tourists, but monuments to our shared past. Why is this so hard to understand? Finally, we reach the end of our journey, and our worst-behaved tourist of 2023. December 2023 brought us the worst-behaved tourist of the year, a YouTuber with a reckless disregard for safety. This individual, who we'll name Attention Seeker, took to the skies of California with one goal in mind: to create a viral sensation. But his idea of sensation was far from what the world would accept as responsible or even sane. Attention Seeker decided to deliberately crash his plane into an uninhabited area for a promotional video. The audacity of the act was astounding, as he put not only his life at risk, but also the safety of those who might have been in the vicinity. The incident sparked outrage and disbelief, and even though no one was physically hurt, the psychological impact on the viewers and the local community was substantial. The aftermath was swift and severe. Attention Seeker was arrested and pleaded guilty to charges related to the incident. The YouTube community, known for its support and solidarity, was quick to condemn the act. with many influencers voicing their concerns about the dangerous precedent such reckless behavior could set. The incident served as a stark reminder of the lengths some people will go for fame and attention, and the sometimes blurred line between thrill-seeking and irresponsible behavior. While the incident did drum up the views attention seeker sought, it was far from the positive light he had hoped for. Instead, he became a symbol of disregard for safety, overshadowing the many positive and inspiring stories that emerged from the travel community in 2023. And there we have it, a rundown of the worst-behaved tourists of 2023. Do you remember any stories of unruly tourists for 2023? Please share in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's hope 2024 brings us more inspiring and respectful travel stories. Until next time, safe travels.